what do you think KD's going to do here?
All right, bear with me as I break this down. Soul searching is the right word, because I think more than most free agent decisions, this is really about Kevin Durant's soul. Like, this isn't just a basketball decision to me. If it's just basketball, stay in Golden State. You know, if that's all it's about. But this is really about soul searching. So he has to search, why was I strongly considering leaving the Warriors in the first season, all season? Okay? If it was just because of the narrative that you're a front runner, that you got easy rings, that you joined this juggernaut, that narrative has dissipated tremendously, right? With what we saw in the playoffs. If it's because I'll never truly be a Warrior, he feels more like a Warrior now more than ever to me after what happened in the playoffs. So if that was the only reason, or 95% of the reason you were leaving, then just stay. You also have to look at, though, how do you feel about their trainers now? Do you feel misled? Do you feel like you can trust them? You know, that Joe Lacob, the owner, came out during the playoffs, in this Western Conference playoffs, and said, you'll see Kevin Durant in the finals. Was that undue pressure put on you? You know, so he has to look at that. Then you go to Brooklyn. Now, I know Kyrie Irving is recruiting him hard, and they're good friends, and I thought the plan all year was for them to join each other with the Knicks. But now around the league, the word is Kyrie it's essentially a done deal. He's going to Brooklyn. And he's trying to get KD there. And I tell you what, they have a lot to offer. I mean, they've got a great backcourt, especially with Kyrie, but you got Spencer Dinwiddie, Karis LeVert. You got Jared Allen, a shot blocker. There's talk they're trying to get Clint Capella. They would give up Allen, but you get Clint Capella there. You put KD in there, they're a contender. They are a championship contender. And they got one of the best training staffs now in the league. It's twice as big as many teams. It's got people from different parts of the world. And Martin O'Malley, who did the surgery on KD, is the Nets team doctor. Yep. So there's all of that. And you could come back from the Achilles in New York, so you get all the benefit of what New York City gives you without at least all of the pressure you would get by being a Knick. Now, with the Knicks, I definitely think that was the plan. He was going there. But at this point, and look, I love for the Knicks to be good too, but who are you going there with? If Kyrie doesn't go there with you, is it enough to go there with Jimmy Butler? I don't know if Kemba Walker will even go there, because he might stay in Charlotte. And what star is going to want to go there and take their lumps for a year, which they will. They'll get killed for a year. They won't be any good. You'll be the star won't be able to carry him as he waits for KD to get healthy. I think all that considered, the best move for KD is to opt in and stay in Golden State this 1 year. And here's why. Those max offers aren't going anywhere. If they're willing to max you out now, knowing you're going to be out all year, they'll max you next summer without seeing you play first. So you can get a lay of the land. What does Brooklyn look like? Does New York get somebody? Is the door open? Does Golden State really look bad without me? Now I can just stay here. Like, the Clippers, I mean, you can really sit back and watch and get a better view of where you might want to go if you just wait for a year.
The in-depth soul searching that he's doing now, had he not suffered this injury, would he be doing it?
Probably not as much. I mean, I think he would.
Well,
what's that mean?
My point is, go with your option that you had already made up at the beginning of the year. Whatever the decision.
By yourself, New York.
But hold on. He was
going to go with Kyrie. What if Kyrie doesn't go? Go to New York by himself and risk coming back not quite 100%, and then you can't lead him to a championship? Whoa. That's not going to help one iota.
My thing is that when I look at KD, I think what he should do is opt out, do a 2-for-1. Next year is going to be null and void, so you get 2 years. So the second year is that you play. And so now you have the player option in year 3. And now same thing. You can get the lay of the land.
So take the 2-and-1 where? With Golden State?
Yeah, with Golden State, yes. See, my thing is, for me, I believe at the beginning of the year, he had made up in his mind, I'm leaving Golden State. Win, lose, or draw. But he didn't envision this scenario, obviously, tearing his Achilles tendon. So now it forces him, man, what if I'm not that same KD? Not being the same KD is okay if you're in Golden State.
Right.
Because you got Steph, you got Clay, you got Draymond that can mask some things.
Mm-hmm.
You're not that same KD you in New York. Everybody, see, I told you, see.
Right.
You're not that same KD in Brooklyn. See, I told you.
Mm-hmm.
All those things, Skip, I don't care what anybody says. When you have a horrific injury like this, there are questions in the back of your mind. Will I ever be that guy again? Mm-hmm. Especially when you've been, look, if you're not that guy, Kevin Durant has a chance to be a top 10 player before this injury. He had an outside chance of being the all-time leading scorer. Mm-hmm. I don't know if he can get there now with this injury. So in the back of his mind, am I ever going to be Kevin Durant? I'm Kevin Durant. Skip, you know who I am, right? Is he ever going to be that guy again? Those are questions. That's the soul searching. That's a part of his decision making.
For me, if I were Kevin Durant, I wouldn't be searching my soul. I'd be listening to my better judgment. My better judgment would be screaming, you have to tell Kyrie we are going to the Knicks. That's it. Period. End of story. You're telling Kyrie we are going to the Knicks, and you are going to suck it up, and you're going to take some beating next year.
Take some heat until I get back.
And you will, but you're going to have to muddle through because then we're going to win a championship. And we might win a couple of championships because Kevin Durant has one way out to flip the script of what happened when he left Russell Westbrook to join forces with the 73-9 team. He can say, I went to New York and I did something that hasn't been done for 46, going on now 47 years. You know it well because you covered that team. You know what that building feels like. You know that every opposing star wants to have his game of the year in that building. Kevin Durant could have 41 games of the year in that building. And I remind everyone, since his rookie year, he has the highest opponent scoring average in that building. Opponent scoring average. He's averaged 32 a game. He had a 44-point game and a 41-point game. He has made 45% of his threes in 9 games at Madison Square Garden. He likes the shooting background. He likes the feel. There's nothing like winning in New York City. You know this, and I know this. Right. I respect Brooklyn. You're exactly right. Everything's in place in Brooklyn. The management structure, the coaching staff, it's all in place. There are better pieces to the puzzle. But, hey, if you can go pull it off in New York, it's a legacy move. It's your greatest challenge, and it would become your greatest achievement, and it would undercut and cancel all the negativity that you took for going to Golden State. You've done Golden State. You've been there and you've done all that. And is there soul searching about, will I be the same guy? I just believe he will be, but who knows? I mean, God only knows on that one. I don't know.
That Achilles skip, that's a tough one.
I know, it's a tough one, but we'll see. I think he can be Kevin Durant again. He would be playing at age 32. That would be.
He's not going to play again until he's 32.
Yeah.
Look, I'm not a doctor, but just looking at his build, he's not heavy like DeMarcus Cousins or Elton Brand, where, that could be affected. He's 7 feet tall with a high lift on his jump shot. Like, that's not going away. So even if he loses a little athleticism, which I guess he probably will, he's still going to be a great player. It's a big risk, though, because what if Golden State this year, Clay comes back in March, and they get beat in the second round? And then if KD were to come back the next year and they win the championship, I just think he could rewrite his legacy.
He rebrand.
Right, in Golden State. It'd be better if he could do it in New York, but it's a risk. Like, even Kevin Durant at his absolute best, say he never got injured, we still don't know if he could go to his own team and lead them to a title.
That's the
because he had a lot of great help in Oklahoma City.
That's the point.
So it's a risk. Okay. I could stay in Golden State, maybe finish my career with 5 or 6 rings.
Right.
5 rings, whatever.
But let me ask you a question. If he stays there, and this is what Skip and I said, what's that going to tell us? If Kevin Durant wins another title in Golden State, what would that tell you that you don't already know about him?
You're right. You're right.
What if he won in spite of James Dolan, the worst owner in all of pro sports? What if he won a championship?
To your point, the highest reward is the Knicks. It's actually highest risk, highest reward.
Yes.
No questions, highest reward.
All right. Do it, Kevin. Have the guts. Search your soul and say, I'm going to New York.
But we have nothing to talk about. We can't talk about it until 2021.
We will find
You're
out
lucky that
shortly,
way.
But we were talking about old
That
AD
is
and
so
old
bad.
Bron.
We're
You
going to miss
can't.
him next year.
Yeah.
Thank you for watching. You can subscribe here to get the latest from the show, and be sure to check out more of the best clips from Undisputed, or go watch a few other segments from our other shows on FS1.